Long ago, two races ruled over Earth, humans and monsters. One day, war broke out between the two races. After a long battle, the humans were victorious. They sealed the monsters underground with a magic spell. Many years later, Mount Ebbet, 2001X. Legends say that those who climb the mountain never return. And with that, we are about to embark on what has become one of my favorite games of all time. A game that, for an indie title, blew my mind. This is not just a game, this is an experience. And by the end of this, you will understand why. You will grow to love these characters as much as I have, and you will understand what makes this a beautiful experience. This is the RVT Game Crew, and welcome to our brand new Let's Play. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to Undertale. Oh God, have I been waiting to get to this one. The Shades here with Matty Jay and TWK. How you guys doing, man?
Going all out the presentation here.
Oh, I am not sparing any expense for this one.
No, also, it's nice that it's a mountain that JBL can't climb.
You have no idea how many jokes are going through my head during that intro, but Shades here told us, no, you shut up during the intro.
And with good reason.
Yeah.
We don't blame him. Also, character found on the whole.
This is our main character. We don't know their actual name yet. You'll understand why later, but here comes our first character. Now, I'm not going to read all the dialogue, otherwise we will be here all goddamn day. You guys don't get an Erd and Edgewise, because this game's a ton of dialogue. But this is Flowey the Flower, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait till you meet this bastard.
Oh, if you don't know the story of this little bastard. I got my eye on you, Flowey. I know your story.
Flowey is the quick introduction to the idea that not everything as it seems. Basically, and we get in a quick introduction to the battle screen. Basically, your soul is represented by the little heart, and you basically get to move it around inside that little white box.
And essentially, you just have to avoid all the things.
All of the things. Yes. Like these little white friendliness pellets.
And
something tells me we're going to turn this into a Flowey o'clock button.
Nah. No, of course.
No.
Of course, I'm not an idiot, and I'm avoiding those things like the plague. Yeah, run into the bullets! Oh, friendliness pellets! Yeah, bullshit. Ooh, creepy!
And to be clear, you're doing a pacifist run, right?
Yes, we are doing what is considered a pacifist run on this playthrough. We will not be doing a genocide playthrough. I will explain that as we go along. And just when you think you're screwed, we get a rescue. Meet Toriel. Or as the community has affectionately called her, Goat Mom.
Yeah, I can see why. By the way, the gender of the main character we're playing as is very ambiguous.
It is completely gender-neutral character because, much like many RPGs and many other games out there, the creator, Toby Fox, kind of wanted to give you the feeling that you are the player. That you are the main character. Though, the character does have a name, but we won't be saying who that is until the very end.
Ah.
By the way,
so for right now, we're calling it John.
Or Shades in this case.
Yeah.
I do feel bad for anybody that does a film adaptation of this, because no matter what gender you choose, you're going to upset everybody.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Fan comic creators have had that problem for a while now, too. It's like, some canonically count it as male, some count it... the majority seem to count it female, but it's still kind of up in the air. Also, little thing about Toriel. There's actually a trick. There's actually a meaning to her name. A game mechanic meaning. If you had double of her, what would you have?
Oreo?
I said double.
Double Toriel.
Or what number? How about 2 Toriel?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
A little Easter egg for you. Yeah, she is the tutorial character for this game, telling you how everything works, and also a little jab at a lot of modern games because she basically walks you through everything at the start. You basically can't do anything in this part of the game because she just holds your hand through it all. Now we get introduction to the to the other part of the fighting system where you actually have to talk to characters or fight them. It's up to you. If you talk to them, they basically can calm them down and you can spare them. Big part of the gameplay here. You'll see how that comes into play later. Also, note the floor pattern here. Notice the light space on the floor.
Yeah.
That's going to come into play in here in a second. Here comes our first real enemy, Frogget. But, as I mentioned earlier, with Toriel here, she scares him off.
You get nothing.
Yeah. Now, it says here, the Western Room is the Eastern's blueprint. Watch how Toriel walks us through here. See, because she's like, oh, spikes. Yeah, I'm not letting her walk through that. Let them walk through that. If you watch...
Ah, yeah, see, it's the same pattern.
They give you the answer, but it doesn't matter. She just walks you through anyway. Though this does come into play later. Now, here's...
Yeah, I can definitely see how...
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing how this is take that at modern video game development and their insistence on tutorials being very, very hand-holdy. It really all started with Half-Life 2 as far as the whole hallway simulator type dealy thing.
Yeah. For example, this room right here, she tells you she's going to leave you alone for a minute and you got to walk down this hallway without her help. But, truth be told, there is nothing here. You will not encounter any enemies or any puzzles. As soon as you get to the end, boom, there she is.
Oh.
Right, test our independence, I'm sure.
I know, right? Now, what she does here is she gives you a cell phone. Yeah, I don't know how they develop cell phones in the underground either, but that's what you got. Now, I won't show this because it takes a lot of time, but if you wait here, she will call you. If you wait in that room, she will call you. And like a funny little thing happened where a dog will steal her phone. But
alrighty then.
That takes a while to get to, and I know we don't want to waste too much time here. Now, since we spared that Frogget earlier, it shows up here to basically remind you about the act and fight commands. So, you have two ways. You can either talk them down and help them calm down, or you can fight them until they're just about to die, and then they'll back off and you can spare them. And we're gonna take some candy. You can actually take up to 3 pieces, but it insults you if you take more than 1.
Ah.
Ooh, piece of candy. Yep. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
And then you grab it again, the full closer. Now comes our first real encounter with a Frogget. So what you're gonna do is we're gonna compliment it. Make it feel good about itself. It even blushes at you, see? But you still have to dodge its attack, which thankfully just a little frog jump. But now, when its name turns yellow like that, that's when you can spare it.
May not have gotten any XP, but hey, we got paid.
Actually, you'll come to find out the truth behind XP later on in the game, but let's just say it's actually a good thing we don't get any. And of course, no matter what, you're gonna fall through a hole there, you have to go around.
Which one do you prefer?
Oh, come on, Cinnamon.
Actually, watch this. honestly, I never understood. Like, I believe there is a way you can have both, but I never really figured out how. But you can get one or the other. Now, read this here. 3 out of the 4 gray rocks recommend you push them. Keep an eye on that for later. Now, we got Winsome here, already ready to spare. You don't have to do anything. All right, so we're going to push that rock onto the button. And now we have another puzzle. This one's kind of similar to the other one, but this one's tricky. There is a pattern here. I almost always fall right there. Note the areas without leaves. Yeah.
That's very simple, but very intuitive.
Exactly. It's not that hard. Now we have the mold small. Again, already ready to go. But you know what? We're gonna. Let's see what we're gonna do. We're gonna flirt with it a little bit. Yes, we're flirting with a slime.
Oh,
oh, the jokes that have come out of this stuff with all the flirting you can do in this game.
You're my favorite at a time.
Then we walk around here, and there we go. We got 3 more rocks. So that's the second walk. Oop, another encounter. 2 froggets. And of course, because we're dealing with frogs, we gotta dodge flies. Now, unlike FNAF World, don't worry, there's not nearly as many random encounters, so there won't have to be much cutting around that I have to do. In fact, I don't think I cut anything at all because it's that quick.
Hooray!
Oh, and this rock doesn't want us pushing him. So that's the 4th rock we found, and it doesn't like being pushed. What did that sign say earlier?
3 out of 4 rocks like being pushed.
You're gonna see a lot of that in this game. Little things you see early on might come back later without even realizing it.
Wow.
Yeah, this rock's a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Down the buttons, down the button. You little douche. Alrighty then, that was strange.
Yep. This game's full of little oddities. Here comes one of the other major characters, like, I guess they say mid characters of the game. We got this little ghost buddy here. Meet Napstablook.
Alrighty then. Just a good old-fashioned sheet ghost.
Yep. And it's a sad little ghost, too. It's chronically depressed.
Wait. It's...
See?
It's
not
a
really not
humanoid
feeling up to it
android.
right now.
It's a humanoid android from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Pretty much! Pretty much!
A paranoid android.
I wish I could get that reference.
Oh, wow. That's rare. Now, it's gonna try to be a little friendly here. Take a look at this. Now, he calls it Dapper Blook. Oh no. And of course, after that, basically, it'll decide to get out of your way. Now, over here, we have a bit of a bake sale going on. Little hint. If you get the chance, if you have the money, which you can get money for sparing monsters, get at least enough to buy 1 item from this bake sale and hold on to it. You'll see why later. So we're gonna buy a spider donut.
Yeah, a donut from a spider.
Made with spider cider.
Okay.
Trust me, it'll make more sense later. Like, you'll be hearing me say that a lot. It don't make sense later. Now, I don't know if I actually show it here, but there's actually 4 frogs in this room, but one of them you cannot see. That's hidden in the wall. Oh, yep, I do look for it. I tried looking for it, but there's a 4th miniature frog hidden in the wall. You can't see it, but if you check the wall, eventually you'll find it. Now we've got the Moldsmal and Migosp. Trick to Migosp. It doesn't like company. So it'll be angry until you get rid of the company, and then it's all happy.
This really seems like one of those guide dang it games.
No, actually not. It's just more that you figure out little things, you try different things. You don't really need a guide to know how to play this game.
I'm talking about, like, there'll be little things throughout the game where it's like, oh, alrighty then.
Well, truth be told, the game is very simple in its play. It's just, the main game itself playing is simple. It's just finding all the little details that require you to go outside the box a little bit, which is, it's part of its brilliance. At least in my opinion.
Ah, you two again.
Yep. You won't have this when you're playing a pacifist route. You don't run into too many repeat encounters, but you get the occasional one. See right there, ant-sized frog and a crack in the wall. So there's our fourth frog. Now, this room's actually really simple. There's just one switch, and all you have to do is fall into the holes until you eventually find it. It's not that difficult. Some of the rooms do have an enemy. You can see one right over there on the left. In fact, I think we're gonna go ahead and say, oh, I did not mean to do that.
Whoops.
Oh.
Game really likes throwing this two at you.
Yeah, I think it's like certain areas have certain groups of monsters. And if we head down here, we find a little item here. We find a faded ribbon. There are sets of items, one for offense and one for defense. And each of the sets corresponds to different humans that have fallen in the past. So, we'll be finding the other half of that set pretty soon. But also, if we head down this middle hole, look who's back!
Oh.
He just stops to say hi. And then...
That ghost is not the smartest one in the bunch.
And then we have Luke's.
Hey, it's the eye guy.
That's exactly what it's about. But... simple trick to him, just don't insult him. Don't pick on him. And next up we have the Vegetoid. Now this one's actually tricky. This one's actually fun. Talk about if you pat your stomach for dinner, eat your greens. Literally, eat the green carrots that fall from the ground. Those actually heal you. If you eat one, then you can spare it.
Ah.
That's the one of the really great things about the mechanics of this game is that every monster has its own patterns, its own little quirks to it that you have to learn. They're not difficult to figure out, you just have to learn them.
At the very least, it'll lead to random battles not getting boring and monotonous.
Exactly. At least if you're doing a pacifist run. If you're doing a genocide run, it can get monotonous, and that's kind of on purpose.
Oh, yes. If anyone's seen the completionist review of this game, you'll know why.
Exactly. That's why we are not doing a genocide run here. That and the fact that I don't feel like getting my ass kicked.
Oh yes, that final boss.
Yeah, there's at least 2 battles in that game that will own you.
That's if you decide to be a prick.
Yeah.
This game essentially punishes you really badly if you go on a genocidal run.
Yes. And not just in the gameplay either. Because the story, there's hardly any characters to talk to, there's hardly anything to do, it is boring. And I mean really boring.
It's literally, from what I've seen, it's just literally go around, kill everything, the end.
Pretty much. And the ending is not worth it at all. So, no, you will not be seeing me do a genocide run. Though I might show you guys what the genocide ending looks like if you haven't seen it. Now, we go up here, we would move on to the story, but we do want to stop over here to the right and grab one little thing, plus talk to the Frogget. And don't worry, I'm not going to talk to every single NPC in this game. But if you're playing it yourself casually, I encourage you to. And over here, we have a toy knife.
That's a really nice view.
Yeah.
The lost city of Townsville.
And so it's just Toby Fox, the one guy that made this game, just all by himself?
For the most part, yeah. He did get some help with the artwork from another artist, Temmie Chang, but for the most part, everything else he did himself.
So most of the artwork, the mechanics, the composition of the music, that was all Toby.
Yes. Anyway,
and somehow he made a million times better game than a whole development team making Mighty Number 9.
Go figure, right? Anyway, next time on Undertale, we're gonna check out Toriel's home and move on from there. See you guys next time. Laters!